If you're turning to AI for medical advice, you might want to think twice. A new study shows that several popular chatbots are giving out a substantial amount of misinformation when it comes to health guidance.
Yeah, Nick Tiller is a research associate at UCLA Medical Center. He's a co-author of the study and joins us live this morning with details on his findings. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Oh, great to have you. Researchers looked at Gemini, DeepSeek, Meta, ChatGPT, and Grok, and you found that all 5 AI chatbots were giving a large amount of inaccurate and incomplete responses. So tell us about the findings of your study.
Yeah, so as you quite rightly said, we looked at these 5 different AI chatbots because these are pretty much the most popular of all the AI chatbots that are used. ChatGPT, of course, is probably the most popular. And we provided each one with 10 questions across 5 misinformation-prone categories, including cancer, vaccines, stem cells, nutrition, and athletic performance. And then 2 experts from each category rated the responses using a 3-tier response, so that they were either non-problematic, somewhat, or highly. What we found surprised even us, actually. So nearly half of the responses, so basically 49.6% of the responses were deemed to be problematic. And within that, 30% were problematic, 20%, so 1/5 overall, were considered to be highly problematic. And by that, we mean that if somebody were to follow the advice, then it could potentially cause them harm. So these findings have real implications for public health.
Well, absolutely. And what I found interesting is that you found in the study that chatbots would rather fabricate an answer than say that it didn't have one, which is kind of a human thing, isn't it? Where it's like you kind of want to figure it out. But what do you make of this? And can you give some examples? Talk about how problematic this can be, too, when people are looking for real health information.
Yeah, absolutely. So the chatbots always they're programmed to respond very confidently, very authoritatively. And the user will interpret that as a more credible response. And we also found that the chatbots were more likely to give responses that were rated with a difficult reading difficulty. And again, the user is going to interpret that with a false credibility. Out of 250 questions overall that we prompted the chatbots with, there were only 2 refusals to answer, and they both just happened to come from Meta AI. And that's an extraordinarily low number. I mean, if you were to ask a medical professional 250 questions that were health or medical related, there's a good chance that at some point they're going to put their hands up and say, you know what, I don't know, but I'll find out, or I'll ask a colleague, or do some research and get a second opinion. Chatbots are not designed to do that. They're designed to sort of prioritize completeness in their answers over accuracy. And when you're asking about health or medical related issues, accuracy is absolutely the most important thing. So we would love chatbots to more often say, you know what, I'm not qualified to answer that because they're not, or I don't have the answer, but they are programmed to provide you with a complete answer more than they are an accurate answer. And again, there are huge implications of that.
Wow. Well, Nick, considering everything that you just said, is there any benefit at all to turning to AI for health advice? Question number 1. And number 2, how do you know when you need to follow up with an actual health professional?
Yeah, so what we can do as users, as consumers, if you like, of these systems is, first of all, educate ourselves on how these systems work. They are designed to be conversationally fluent, to be verbally fluent, to engage us in conversations. They're very good at doing that. We love talking back to them, but they don't know things. They don't retain knowledge in the same way that humans do. They're certainly not medical professionals, and they haven't undergone medical training. So what we can do is educate ourselves on how these systems work, what their strengths and limitations are, and how to prompt these chatbots with the right kind of questions and the right type of phrasing and terminology to increase the chances of getting an accurate response. The other bit of advice is, if you value accuracy in the response, then I wouldn't use an AI chatbot. So I wouldn't turn to an AI for health advice. That's why we have medical professionals.
I know, it just can be so tough to get into those medical professionals sometimes. I think people are looking for this, so we have to kind of figure out the whole system, I think, for this to be better. Nick, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Yeah, we want answers fast.
Fast and right now, yes.
All right.